Alright, good afternoon guys. I wanted to make a quick video discussing some of the engine options for these Grasshoppers. So Grasshopper makes a great mower. I think most people know that and agree with that, but I think one of the things that makes them great is that they have some really unique engine options. So for example, this one has the Kubota liquid cooled 3-cylinder. Let me come around and I'll pop the little hood here. This particular mower, or chassis, I guess really, the size of this mower, it could have been had with a 29 horsepower Vanguard, a 35 horsepower Vanguard, and then this Kubota engine as well as a diesel. Again, that's not this specific model, that's just this chassis. Could have had all of those different options, but anyways, there's probably a lot of personal opinion that surrounds picking out which engine you would choose. For me, it came down to a few things. One was power. I thought that a 29 horsepower gas engine would just be, run circles around a 25 horsepower diesel. I've got a small diesel tractor, a Kubota diesel tractor in fact, and I love it. But when it comes to making power on the top end, I thought that a gas engine would just be a kind of a better fit for that. What else? For me, so I'll tell you right now, the biggest advantage that I thought the diesel would have over any of the gas options was fuel economy. And you pay for that. Like, you pay a lot of money up front to get either one of these Kubota options, but I'm pretty confident the diesel would absolutely destroy this one in fuel mileage, because this thing, I don't know what it gets, but it's got a 12-gallon tank, and I feel like I fill it up pretty often. But the diesel would in fact make have a lot better fuel economy over this one. That's really the only option, because when you look at either one of the Vanguard options, they're both higher horsepower than the diesel, 29 and 35 respectively. Either one of the Vanguards are much cheaper, probably to the tune of like $4,000 cheaper than either one of these Kubota options. So as far as the gas Kubota versus the diesel Kubota, man, that's a really tough call. If you're not looking for I guess like I said, for me it was just a power thing. I just wanted the most horsepower. I believe both these engines are capable of going over 5,000 hours. You hear people saying 10,000 hours on the diesels. I've heard people make claims that the gas engines go 10,000 hours. I'm pretty confident the mower, I'm not going to run the mower that much. Like, I've got 17 hours on this, and in 20 years, if I put 1,000 hours on it, I'd probably be shocked. This is just my, my residential mower. I mow it here. I use it here at my house. If you were running commercially, that those hours might come into effect. I'm down here in South Texas, so for me, having a liquid cooled engine that could potentially last 20 or 30 years, I thought that there would be an advantage to having the whole cooling system, especially down here at 115 degrees during the summer when you're running these things. It's hot as hell. So I just thought that it would be paying the money up front for either one of the liquid cooled options made sense to me in that regard. But between choosing them, let's just stand back, my video quality sucks here. But between choosing the gas and the diesel, like I said, the advantage that I recognized that the diesel had was fuel economy. It doesn't make more power, which again, 25 horsepower, especially, look, this thing, I have a 52-inch deck, so the smallest deck available on this mower, any of the engine options would have been more than sufficient for that. But again, I was looking for as long-term as possible. So the gap, either one of the Kubotas, generally it's assumed that they're going to last longer. If you actually were to try to prove that, maybe you could, maybe you couldn't, but it makes sense to me that they would last longer. Let's see here real quick. But as far as that's concerned, like I said, those were my things that I weighed out when I decided to get the Kubota, or the Kubota gas engine anyways, the higher horsepower, and the fact that it's liquid cooled. I'm down here in South Texas where it's hot as hell. I just thought that it would be a really good option for me. Real quick here, so Grasshopper, I just had this here. Grasshopper offers this available for sale. It's a little doohickey to attach to your hose. Makes cleaning out the radiator pretty simple. Like I said, this thing has 17 hours on it. It's pretty clean. I do a pretty good job of trying to maintain it. You know, we'll see if it looks like this in a couple hundred hours. I don't know. But anyways, like I said, this is my Grasshopper 329. Here, I'll start it up real quick because it just sounds so good. And it has a unique sound. That's one of the things about this versus the diesel. Like, you know, I think we've all heard these little Kubota diesels, but the Kubota gas is just super unique. So let me start it up. This has a certain tone and just a certain sound that you can't really get with any other engine option in any of these mowers. But anyways, let me shut it down. So if you're looking at a Grasshopper mower, I'll do a better video later on kind of identifying some of the different characteristics about this particular mower that I thought were unique. The 300 series, like this is, probably, I would say probably one of the most versatile series in terms of what engine options are available, deck sizes and things of that nature. So that's kind of what led me to it. You know, they've got a 100 series, a 200 series, a 200V series, 400, and then they've got their front deck series as well, like the 500, 600, 700, 900. So there's a whole bunch of different options out there for these mowers. For me, this is just my backyard that doesn't have virtually any grass growing in it right now in South Texas. So you can see some of the trees that I've got. The front yard has a lot more trees, a lot more grass. So for me, I wanted something that was narrow, hence the 52-inch deck, and nimble enough to get around these little groves of oak trees. The front deck mower for me, I didn't think would work out as well. I thought that I would get hung up in some of those really tight spots. But so I went with the 52-inch deck, 329, zero regrets. Like I said, I love the engine. I love the width of it, the power, the hydraulics are phenomenal. I did get the opportunity to try out a 200 series, a 225K in fact, which is another really good mower. The only problem with that one is I thought that the hydraulics, and especially considering the price of that mower, wasn't too much far off from this one. If you would have got this one with the Vanguard. So it had the same, so if you would have got this with a 329 Vanguard with the same hydraulics that this one has, and then compared it to the 225K, zero comparison. This one handles better. The hydraulics are a little bit quieter. I don't know, it's just such a, like I said, I haven't ran all the different Grasshoppers at all, admittedly, but my experience with this one has been superb. The 225K is a great machine, and that's not the purpose of this video to sit there and compare the two, but since I'm talking about it, I will say that the 225K, in my opinion, didn't hold a candle to this one. So anyways, let me just kind of close this hood. I've got my left arm is hurt right now, so I'm not able to do a whole lot while holding the camera. But anyways, you can take a step back. The machine just looks phenomenal. It really is a good machine. But anyways, hopefully that provides a little insight. I can always go into more detail later regarding the differences and the gas versus the diesel Kubota. You know, the actual displacement of the gas engine is a little bit more versus the diesel in this particular series. They do provide a bigger diesel in their 900 and their 400 series mowers. But for me, the gas Kubota just made the most sense. Like I said, zero regrets. I love it. And if you guys have any questions, ask me in the comments and I will try to get to them. Thank you. Bye.